We are here talking to Greer Westerink. She is my canvassing partner today, March 3rd, 2008, Dallas, South Dallas. And I wanted to talk to you because you've done caucusing before. You were in Nevada.
Right.
And you described it as ugly.
Yeah.
What went down in Nevada that was so ugly?
Nevada was like I think Texas would be like 10 times worse, wild, wild west. So I started out being precinct captain at the last minute. Walked in, there were signs everywhere for the other major candidate who was still in the race. I had signs. Not only did I have signs, I actually had ribbon and all kinds of fancy things to make everything look pretty. I started hanging up my signs, et cetera, and I was told we were not allowed to have signs. So I took my signs down, even though I said I could step over people's spaces in order to get to my polling area. No, take the signs down, take them down. Come in, get my little area ready. Flash forward about 45 minutes. So actually there was a little chaos ensued earlier when there were really long lines. People did not know where they were supposed to be because, of course, just to add a little bit of extra flavor to this process, they changed polling locations for a lot of people. So it wasn't where they polled before like you and I had seen today, where it was the same place they voted for the last 20 years. They changed polling locations and people were walking around kind of mystified where they should be.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the captain of the room declared that anybody that came here could caucus here, which I knew was against the rules. I'm a pretty stickler for things like that. Called the headquarters and they said, no, in fact, you actually have to be at your proper place. So I was actually helping people, even people who were supporting other candidates find the right place. Because it might have been a matter of just going around to the other room of the school or going all together to a different building. And there was a limited amount of time, unlike in the Texas caucus. You actually had a set amount of time, an hour, to be in your location, and then they could lock the doors. So in our case, they locked the doors a little early. People came knocking who were in the wrong area of the school, and the person, the chair, said, no, we've already started, and I literally lifted up my BlackBerry and said, it's 11:58, the clock in the school, as usual, is back. Everybody pick up your cell phones and see what time it is. So then the chanting started, let them in, let them in. As I just showed you from my sheet, we started out with 58, ended up with 63 as more participants came into the process. Yes,
you started with 38, right?
No, we expected to have 36.
Right.
We started with 58, ended up with 63 when the stragglers came in. It was pretty clear to me early on that there were going to be some groups that would be not viable because they wouldn't reach 15% viability level. So early on I had people in my group prepared to go with that 15 minutes of time allotted to try to convince their neighbors and tell them why they supported Senator Obama and why they should come over. That worked fairly smoothly. When we did the count up, which was interesting, we counted off, so 1,
2.
Exactly, and it worked a lot better because it can be very complicated, and all of a sudden one kid kind of jumped in and tried to count. I said, no, let's start all over again. And I'm not the biggest person in the world. I stood on the table to make sure when they were going around and made sure that we were counting the groups the same. What happened at my neighbor's precinct area, which is right around the corner, my neighbor from Tiburon, they just decided that the two Edwards people, one would go with Obama, one would go with Hillary. No discussion, no talking, nothing. Then in another area, since most of these polling places weren't schools, there was literature that was handed out saying make sure that you get all of your people in the room as soon as the doors open, preventing other people from participating. And all of a sudden, if you came along at 11:15 when the doors were supposed to be open until noon and found out, nope, sorry, the room's at fire capacity. Well, can we take this outside? Can we take it somewhere else? No, we can't. Too bad, you're out. We also saw people, because we all met back after, hopefully we'll do tomorrow, where actually my host with whom I stayed, the doors were locked at 11:30. They ran out of ballots. My friend, my host is a Republican who switched over to vote to caucus for Obama. He was like, they just gave me random pieces of paper. There's absolutely no way this is legal. So he was going around telling people, you need to write down your name and your phone number and your email address. It's just a random piece of paper. There's no legality in this. And he was actually so fired up at the end of the night. I kind of did a little taping with him, and he's like, I wanted to stand up and say, do you understand why people like me are actually here caucusing for Obama? It's because of these shenanigans. We just can't take them anymore. We want them done. So between the signs that were where they weren't supposed to be and literally people walking away because the lines are really long and they weren't getting help. I was like, am I the only one here with a cell phone that has a number that can find out where the people are supposed to be?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I was so fired up and encouraged that I decided to devote much more of my time for the campaign and to making sure that things ran smoothly and that people actually had a chance to voice their vote. I've never felt before that every vote counted so much, and every vote doesn't necessarily count if people are standing in line and they don't know what to do and they end up going home, or the doors lock prematurely and they can't participate. And especially a place like Vegas where it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week town where people are working at all hours, it is a sacrifice for people to come in for one specific amount of time and to have them turned away or discouraged because they did not know where they're supposed to be and nobody seemed to know anything or were not being helpful was more than un-American, if you will. So that's why I'm here, and tomorrow night we will be making history, celebrating men.
Well said.
Yes, I kind of feel like tonight is the night before Christmas. There's so much anticipation. I keep on thinking of, oh, I should do this, oh, I should do that, and maybe I'll go tomorrow and get us some sandwiches and stuff like that.
Well, let's make sure nobody comes in the middle of the night and steals our stocking.
I know, exactly.
We'd always open the presents on Christmas Eve.
But
All
it's
right.
like, want to make sure that everything is ready for tomorrow, and I can see that just sitting in the room tonight and seeing how organized and excited, enthusiastic people are, this is the difference in what makes the campaign run or not run. It's the people on the ground, it's the organization and being ready, and the little details like, having water, and I had a lollipop for a little kid when I was in Vegas that I gave him.
Bribe the voters, nice.
Exactly.
Illegal voters, kids can't vote.
And they had to leave because the kid was sick. I thought the kid was just crying because he just wanted the lollipop. But in any case, we're fired up and ready to go for tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much. Greer Westering, I'm
right.
going to jack your name up forever.
That's,
And first of all,
That's
Greer
okay.
is wearing the latest in Obama chic.
well, this is
By
the
the way,
beginning. I might be starting a whole line.
this is, you designed this dress?
Dress number one. No, this is just a regular dress that I just had.
Because you had the Obama
Yeah,
stuff on it.
exactly.
Very nice, Greer, very
Thank you,
nice.
thank you.
All right, thank you so much.